The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another episode of Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about fitness, a little bit about community. I happen to be a member of a gym, and I want to let you know right off the bat that this is not an infomercial. This is about community. And everything in our show has to do with community, whether it's a nonprofit or a small business or startups, religious organizations. You're welcome to come on the show and talk about things that pertain to Nashua. And I happen to be a member of Planet Fitness at the Coliseum studios. I think is this studio?
Planet Fitness at Coliseum Ave.
Oh, at Coliseum Ave. And I asked one of the managers, or the manager, who's been managing for a number of years at this particular facility, Chris 50. So I welcome to come on the show.
Yeah, hey, thank you very much for having me.
We appreciate you coming. And you've been there, what, about 5 years now?
Almost exactly 5 years. 5 years come October.
Wow, yeah. And you've been doing a good job. And
thank you very much for saying so.
I've seen a lot of managers come and go through different organizations. And you seem to put a really good spirit as to what's going on there.
Thanks.
I see you busy all the time.
I try to stay busy, but I think that I guess one of the reasons that is so easy for me is because I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the Golden Circle by Simon Sinek, but it's this methodology that I really connected with. It talks about how different organizations communicate in different ways, but on a very foundational level, it's either why, how, or what. Most people communicate from the outside in, starting with the what, then moving to the how, and very seldom, if ever, moving to the why. The most successful organizations, look at Apple, for example, start from the inside out. They start with the why. At Apple, we believe in innovation. We believe in challenging the status quo. We do this by creating products that are elegantly designed and simple to use. Would you like to buy one of our products?
Yes, please. Sign me up.
Absolutely. Right. But this idea makes it okay for us to not only buy computers from Apple, but we're also fine buying watches, home audio speakers, DVRs, whatever it might be, because we agree with what Apple does as an organization. Right.
And Planet Fitness is similar. I mean, you brought that spirit here, it seems.
You got it.
Yeah. Like I said, I noticed that you're busy a lot with, even with your employees. I see you listening. I can remember a half a dozen times where all I see is them talking to you and you doing what you're doing right now. You're listening. And I think that creates an atmosphere when somebody feels as though they're being listened to, as far as the employees. That translates throughout the gym, I think.
There's a quote by Nelson Mandela that I really like. A good leader speaks last. Yeah. And I firmly agree with that mentality. What brought me to Planet Fitness as an organization that I think that a lot of my employees kind of gravitate towards. Again, when I'm looking for an employee, I think unlike most, I'm not looking for a particular skill set. I think that productivity can be coached. I think values, however, are much more difficult to coach. So no matter who I'm sitting across the table from, I start with why I'm there, why I'm at the gym. Truth be told, Kevin, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I was actually born with a circulatory imbalance. The entire right half of my body when I was born was actually very enhanced relative to the left side of my body. In fact, my legs in particular, my right leg was roughly twice the size of my left leg when I was born. Growing up, I think more than anything, I was enamored with the idea of team sports. I really liked feeling a part of something.
Right.
And whether that was baseball, football, track, you name it, if there was a team sport, I was trying to get involved. However, as you can imagine, a 8-year-old trying to run around the bases with a 4-inch lift strapped to the bottom of his shoe, I wasn't able to contribute in a super meaningful way to those different teams. When I was in 7th grade, it was actually Thanksgiving Day, I had a surgery done on my right leg where they went into the growth plates that you have in your kneecap, and they actually shaved them down in my right leg.
Really?
Yeah.
And yet, you're an instructor.
I was a fitness instructor with the organization for quite some time.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of my, I guess, prowess for fitness, or I guess maybe more interest in fitness, stems from the fact that I wasn't able to be in a very physically fit shape and form for a lot of my life. But again, I had the surgery, and my legs kind of, over the course of puberty, as growth cells activated in one leg and didn't in another, they kind of did one of these, where 10th grade came and my 2 legs were able to correct.
Nice.
The lift dropped off the bottom half of my, or the bottom of my left shoe. And I was able to finally be active. And the first thing I did my junior year, that fall, I went out for indoor track. I thought, what better way to celebrate the fact that I can now participate in these team sports than to get involved. And I did. I got involved in track, and I think one of the things that really gravitated me towards that sport rather than any other was this idea that I wasn't competing against anybody else. I was competing against myself.
Right.
And each and every time I went into a race, I was never concerned with the person next to me, but rather the Chris who would run the race the last time.
How can I do better? Right.
That's it. And I tried to stick with that through college, but unfortunately, I think I found myself more interested in the weight room and eating a good amount of food in college, and I kind of fell off with track. I had a whole bunch of kids in my hall my freshman year at Franklin Pierce, and they were all very interested in lifting weights and eating large amounts of food.
Yeah.
So what I found was that I was surrounded by a different type of community, a group that was again, intent on progression. When we went to the gym, everybody had a whole bunch of different ways that they would go and approach fitness.
Right.
No one was, I don't think anybody judged anybody else for their approach, so much as we all tried to learn from each other. And we tried to kind of iron sharpens iron, so to speak.
Yeah, I was a member of a gym up north years ago, and it was Galaxy Gym, and I think they're still around.
Yeah.
They taught you how to lift weights, and they encouraged you. It was the gym where
absolutely.
But really good. I loved that experience because when you go to lift, there's a team just saying, "You do it. You can do it. You can do it."
And there's something so exciting about that.
And when you get out of that, it's like, wow. But being in this no judgment free zone, the type of gym, you mentioned the word community.
Yeah.
I find that is completely throughout the gym. You find people talking, walking slow,
absolutely,
having a long conversation. You'd be lifting weights, and somebody will, and you hear about politics, you hear about religion, you hear about hairstyles, everything. And it's a wonderful thing, being at the gym and just looking, watching. And the reason, one of the other reasons I wanted you on the show is because there's a lot of things happening at Planet Fitness. Every time I turn, I walked through the door the other day. There's a whole bunch of pizza boxes. What's that all about?
You got it. So with Planet Fitness back in 2003, we had a power outage that triggered the showers in our Concord, New Hampshire location to not have hot water. The members weren't super excited about having to take cold showers early in the morning. So later in the day, the management of the location decided, hey, let's try to find a small way to pay them back for this inconvenience. And they decided to get a whole bunch of pizza for all of the members that night at the gym. And it was a huge community event. Everybody came out. Everybody was really excited about it. And that excitement that they saw at that location, they're like, you know what? What happens if we made this nationwide? What happens if every Planet Fitness once a month on the first Monday of that month got pizza? And again, if you've been down to my gym on the first Monday of the month, you'll see people from all walks of life all sitting down at a table to break bread with one another. I think there's something really cool about that.
That is really cool, because I was walking through and I see a friend of mine, Kathy Peterson. She's there at a
Yeah.
particular time, and she's just having a piece of pizza with one of her friends, and they're just
Yeah.
having a good time, like you're in
You got
a cafe or something.
Mhm.
I thought that is really neat, but it's not just the pizza.
No.
Sometimes you can get there in the morning, on a particular morning, and you'll find, oh, there's bagels. Now I'm trying to work off the bagel. I'm trying to work it off,
Gotcha.
but there's bagels and there's free coffee,
Mhm.
and I think these are nice touches for. It's just it strikes me as, well, this is really cool, and
Yeah.
people are sitting there, they're talking. You have places, stations where people can have a coffee and
You got it.
and talk. I noticed people get counseling there as far as weight programs. And
Sure. So we just launched a new program. Planet Fitness, I think, at its very core, has always tried to make going to the gym affordable. I'm sure you remember, like I do, growing up, the cost of a gym membership certainly wasn't always as affordable as $10 a month.
No.
Once upon a time, you were talking, once you factored in training fees, potentially up to hundreds of dollars
Sure.
a month. At Planet Fitness, what we wanted to do was we wanted to take a different approach to training. So we developed something called the MyTrack program. The MyTrack program itself was actually developed by a bodybuilder and a Major League Baseball player. What it does is through a series of algorithms and logic that, to be totally frank with you, I don't particularly understand the more advanced features of, but it actually puts together an 8-week fitness plan for you that's based around progressive overload style of development. You're going into the gym each day, and you know exactly how much weight you're going to lift for what repetition range, and that's going to get harder and harder and harder every time you get to the gym. And then at that point, every step of the way, you're working with a fitness instructor who is kind of checking your values, making sure that you're continuing to feel engaged with the workouts, that you're seeing the progress that you want to be seeing from what you're doing, and talking to you at every step of the way.
Well, it's just neat, and again, that's another program
Yeah.
that I actually wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
I tend to not look at the boards, with,
Sure.
you get the handwriting today,
Yeah.
but I've got my myopic vision. Today I'm going to bench press 250
You
pounds.
got it. Yeah.
And I did it.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yes, I
You got
did.
it not only once, but twice.
I did it twice. That's right.
Yeah.
And my goal is 300, and to lose my belly. But it's again, there's community. There's neat programs, and
Yeah.
I recently signed up my stepdaughter for another program.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
You got it.
It's for the high school kids.
Yep, the Teen Summer Challenge. So it was actually a program we piloted in New Hampshire last year. I was lucky enough to be there when they kind of unveiled it at the Manchester location on the west side. We had the governor come out. It was a big event. We listened to the CEO talk about how the program is a great opportunity for local youth at that point within New Hampshire to get involved. But now we've rolled it out for this year, the second year, nationwide, where any location nationwide, any kid aged 15 to 18 can come down to the gym and work out
Free.
for free.
And it doesn't even have to be part of the your membership.
No, there's no charge. There's no membership created. All that we ask is if the child is under 18 years old, that mom or dad come down with them and sign a parental waiver giving them permission to work out.
Right. What an opportunity.
You got it.
Yeah, and I see that it's being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And I see waves.
You got it.
There's an algorithm, if you will, or
Yeah.
a flow with the
Yeah.
gym that you walk in and you see it packed. Wait a minute. People are going to get through their cycle.
You got it.
And you just develop your own routine.
Yeah.
But I see that the teens are doing that now, and they usually come in pairs.
Yeah.
Which is a cool thing too. And you can see, they're pushing each other on.
You got it.
My stepdaughter came in the other day, and you saw me. I was dripping wet.
Yeah, you just had a great workout.
Oh, I had a great workout. I was on the treadmill, and I'm trying to get under a 10-minute mile.
Okay.
And I did three miles at 11 minutes. Which for me is
That's great. Yeah.
I'm pushing 206 pounds, so that's for me. It's hard.
Yeah.
But she came out and she's looking at she's looking at my Vietnam. Come here, quick!
Yeah,
I did it. And then she says, "Oh, now I have to run 3 miles," because she's
Of course,
very
she wants to be like
competitive.
Dad.
Yeah. So it was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But the friends are talking amongst themselves, and they're coming, and they're getting fit. You know?
Yeah.
Instead of just staying at home doing this type of thing,
You got it.
they're either in sports or they're getting training for the sports.
Which is, I think, a great opportunity during the summertime, where maybe some of those school programs that they have throughout the rest of the year tend to fall off, again, if only for the summer. And this gives those kids who do rely on those, school programs
Right.
an opportunity to come down to the gym and get engaged. Like you said, there's such a community of, teens right now in our gyms that, oftentimes going to the gym means seeing the same people that you would have seen after school, this time working out.
Right. And I, this whole philosophy of no judgment.
Yeah.
You really don't have that there, because it really can meet a wide range of potential and people that I see people walking at like pace 1.
You got it.
And maybe they're in recovery, or they're doing some type of physical therapy.
But the most wonderful thing about our gym, I have it in big, bold black letters. I think the letters themselves are about 2 feet tall. It says "You belong."
Yeah. I wanted to take a picture of that.
Yeah, it's very central to who we are as a brand. It's this idea that the only people who wouldn't belong in a Planet Fitness are those who would tell others they don't belong.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that separate us as a brand, and is one of the key, I guess, secrets to our success, is the fact that we are so inclusive. Being part of Planet Fitness, I've been lucky enough to frequent gyms kind of all over the U.S., and I don't know that at any other gym I've ever seen the level of exposition between people who walk through my doors every day that I could see anywhere else. I see people who are coming in to walk on a treadmill for the first time, and I'm seeing people like yourself who are going back to bench press more than 250 pounds. Again, such a wide array of individuals, and I think a gym, more than almost anywhere else, is a great way to get exposed to such a range of people.
Yeah, and like I said, the community part of it is tremendous. I see friends there all the time, and there's an ebb and flow. There's one area that I haven't utilized as much because I'm kind of focused, but there's this 30-minute area.
Yeah, the 30-minute circuit area, if you believe it or not, actually came from just a group call up at headquarters, where they had talked about ways to, I guess, make the gym more accessible. And I think that a big obstacle for us, just living our everyday lives, is finding the time to make it down to the gym.
Yeah, in 30 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah, you get the red light, green light.
What it is like it's an express workout that takes just 30 minutes to complete. It functions based off of a red light, green light system. The light goes green for about a minute, and then red for about 30 seconds. During that, when the light turns green, you're kind of executing at any one of the stations. There are both step stools and then resistance equipment incorporated into the room. The step stool I'd see is the cardio component, and the resistance equipment more of the strength component. And the idea is you'd go through and get a mixture of both strength and aerobic work, kind of the perfect blend, so to speak, and in just 30 minutes.
I've seen. Now you're a witness. I have been there 4 a.m. with Tracy.
Yeah.
And schedules change, and so, but I've seen that area packed with some seniors.
You got it.
And they're having a ball.
They are.
They're taking out my ear, like, will you knock it off? No, I'm kidding. They're not that loud, but they're enjoying it.
You got it.
You have runners clubs. There's some people that come in. They get their little headlights on. They did Mines Falls or something like that. Then they come in and it's their little group.
You got it.
It's for everybody, it seems. It's just from every level of training. But that 30-minute workout, you're not trying to get buff or anything like that. You just want to. It does every part of your body, it seems.
The 30-minute circuit does combine, again, a full range of strength activity. If you're really looking to kind of push yourself, my philosophy when it comes to strength training, you kind of get as much out of it as you put into it. Yeah. So if you do go into that room and you consistently try to progress on those machines and try to, push or pull 5 more pounds every day than you did the day before, naturally anybody can, make strength improvements on that type of a curve. The aerobic component, I'm not sure if you've tried to run up and down over a step stool very quickly for 30 seconds, but that'll take it out of you.
Sure, yeah. And burning some calories.
Absolutely.
One of the nice features, I'm a Black Card member, which means I pay a little bit extra, but I mean, it's really, after the insurance pays for everything, it's still only a few bucks a year to
You got
be a
it.
membership, as long as you're going to the gym.
Yeah.
But one of the nice little features that I really enjoy about the Coliseum is
Yeah.
the fact that I get my hair cut free.
Yeah.
And today's my haircut. She did a good job. I really like my haircut.
Awesome.
And it's you give her a tip.
You got
She works at Heather was there, and she moved on to the other one.
Yeah.
And she's very great. We miss her, but we love our new haircut
Caitlin.
lady.
Caitlin's wonderful.
Yeah.
One of the really cool things about Planet Fitness is we're constantly trying to innovate. I feel like trying to find new ways to kind of separate yourself from the competition and add value to your members is something that I guess can't be undervalued. And I think with the Black Card, being able to get your hair cut at the gym, again, like you said, for just a couple bucks that you drop into a tip jar, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, and employ somebody. You get a good haircut. You get a quality hair. Again, it's almost like a one-stop shopping. And after your haircut, you know what? I'm a little pale. I think I'm going to go get a tan.
Yeah.
You have tanning beds.
Yeah, tanning beds, massage chairs, massage beds. Depending on which location you go to, there's a range of other amenities. I know that there's something called Total Body Enhancement that we have the location up on 101A. It's something it combines red light therapy along with some type of vibration that's supposed to develop a very unique experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have that at ours.
No. But again, I think it's worth checking out if you haven't. I know in Manchester they're testing some type of sensory deprivation experience that's supposed to yield like meditative qualities. Again, constantly trying to find ways to add that value to your membership.
Yeah, and I notice it. I'm pretty much a heavy thinker, and I notice different little changes. I notice that the place is clean.
You got it.
I see you actually physically doing it. Your workers are cleaning. The bottles are usually filled. When you clean the machine. By the way, if you go to the gym, wash your machine. Wash your machine.
True words were never said.
Wash your machine. I do it every time, and I think it's only polite. Just takes a second, spread the thing, wash your machine, because you're sweating, and it reduces the cold, if you will.
100%. Especially during flu season.
There's you get the massage chairs, you get the tanning booths, you have the haircuts, the personal trainers. With that program with the children, though, for the teens, there's a scholarship involved with that as well.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a $5,000 nationwide scholarship that we're offering, along with $500 per state. So regardless of where you are, you're entered against other kids within the state for that $500 scholarship.
Just for enrolling, it's just random.
Just enrolling. It doesn't matter if you go one time or 1,000 times.
Right.
That there's no advantage to frequenting the gym. Everybody gets an equal opportunity towards that scholarship, and then of course you're again entered into that nationwide scholarship of $5,000. It's a very exciting.
It didn't cost you anything other than just coming to the gym.
That's
and,
it.
And enjoying it. Of course, there's all kinds of televisions up there. So basically, you have everything from the Discovery Channel to Fox News to CNN to
everything in between.
Yeah, everything in between.
You got it.
You can be entertained. How many pieces of equipment are in there?
Shoot, that wasn't a question that I was expecting.
Yeah, there's a lot though. I mean, as far as treadmills,
hundreds.
Yeah, you got you looked at, and sometimes they're packed.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, wait a minute. Don't be stressed, because
you got it.
People usually do 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes, and something's going to get free.
I've got 40 treadmills on its own, so I can tell you firsthand that you'd be very hard-pressed to come in for a time where all 40 are occupied. I think that maybe around the new year, if you time it just right, they might all be full. But
we always see those.
Sure.
Right? The people shedding off the pumpkin pie.
That's it.
Yeah. So my only suggestion is I like Joe Bonamassa and Joe Satriani. That's my music that I like to listen to when I work out. I'm kidding. I really tune in the heavy guitars when I'm lifting.
Maybe you'd like this. We're actually trialing a new piece of a new pilot up in the Manchester gym, as well as at our location in Nashua. And what the long-term functionality might include, I'm not entirely sure, but I know one of the functionalities that they are testing is you can download the app for that gym and you can actually influence the music that's being played overhead by selecting a song. And if you listen to the whole thing and you like it enough, you can upvote it, and then it'll play over the speakers for everybody to get to listen to.
Yeah, if they like electric guitar.
Sure.
Joe Satriani is amazing. So anyway, but
Awesome.
it gets me in the mood.
Yeah.
I really thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for
One other
having
thing
me.
about Planet Fitness is they're based out of New Hampshire.
They are.
They're a New Hampshire-based business.
You got it. We started out in Dover, New Hampshire. Just a couple of brothers bought out, I think it was a Gold's Gym, but I might be mistaken on that front. They painted the walls purple and gold, so to speak, and Planet Fitness was born. They hired a whole bunch of kids at a UNH business school. One of those kids was Christopher Rondo, who's the CEO of the organization now. He was hired as a front desk rep, and through his hard work and perseverance within the company, again, he's risen to the rank of CEO within the organization now. It's something that I point to within the organization is kind of the payoff for hard work. If you're willing to put in the time and put in the effort, anything's possible.
Right. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And listen, if you want to shed some pounds or you want to get in shape or whatever, Planet Fitness here located at the Coliseum in Nashua. Try it out. And until next week, thanks for watching Gate City Chronicles.
Thank you, guys.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.